The authorship of the books of the Bible varies depending on the book in question. Some books of the Bible have authorship clearly attributed to a single author, while others are compiled from various sources and authors over time. Here is a brief overview. The Pentateuch books are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. These are traditionally attributed to Moses, although multiple authorship or editing by various hands over time is also considered. The historical books are Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther. The authorship of these books is attributed to different authors and sources, including prophets, religious leaders, and historians. The wisdom/poetic books include Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. Various authors, including King David, Solomon, and other sages, are traditionally attributed to these books. While some psalms are attributed to David, others are attributed to different authors or groups of authors. Proverbs is mainly associated with Solomon, although it contains contributions from other sages. Ecclesiastes is traditionally attributed to Solomon. The author of the Book of Job is unknown. The prophetic books are Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Each prophetic book is attributed to a specific prophet, with the exception of Lamentations, which is traditionally attributed to Jeremiah. The Gospels are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Each Gospel is named after its traditional author. Matthew and John were apostles of Jesus, while Mark is associated with Peter, and Luke is associated with Paul. Mark, the evangelist, was closely associated with Peter, and his Gospel was based on Peter's account. Luke was one of Paul's co-workers and a missionary companion of Paul, see 2 Timothy 4 verse 11. Luke also wrote the book of Acts. Paul referred to Luke as the beloved physician. The Acts of the Apostles was written by Luke, who also wrote the Gospel of Luke. It is a continuation of the narrative in the Gospel of Luke, describing the events after Jesus' resurrection and the beginnings of the early Christian church. The Pauline epistles, which are attributed to the Apostle Paul, include Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, and Philemon. The general epistles include Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, and Jude. The authorship of these epistles is traditionally attributed to their respective names, although there are debates and uncertainties about the authorship of some of them. It is important to note that traditional attributions of authorship can vary and are often the subject of debate among religious scholars and academics.